Well, the tide is high, but I'm moving on. I'm gonna be a number one. Come on, zoom in. Oh, I've gone too far. Believe it or not, there's an almost full moon just behind that. Anyway, the tide is high, and I'm moving on. Towards the Pacific again, and I've realised all of a sudden, now that I'm in the channel, the tide actually really is moving on. Sun's nearly going behind the trees over there due to perspective. The Mary Green keeps wanting to spin around for whatever reason. I wonder if I go over the other side here. I reckon I should be able to get the moon to come back into perspective. Just because I have a theory, which I will tell you in one moment. Uno momento, as the Spanish might say. Such a good boat this, it can never run aground. Even massive sticky icebergs like that. Oh, go on clouds, get out of the way. Uh-oh. Hazard ahead, Captain. Bam! Ah, we're still afloat. Okay, well the moon did disappear behind the clouds. But I can assure you it is just behind there. I seen it with my own peepers. Now here we are coming up to the shoreline of the Pacific. If the tide starts rushing out in all of a hurry, I'm going to be in shit with this little boat because I don't think I could paddle it fast enough to beat the tide. And that's my thing. Moon over there, high tide here, tide now running out. So my theory here, just let me have a think about it for a second. They're going up to wait for the tide to come out so they can sit on the sandbar in safety for the night, so that's their safe spot. So yes, the tide is going out. Now if the moon over there, and the moon alleged to be the cause of the tides, which I don't dispute entirely, because the tides do in fact match with moon cycles. You know, it is 6 hours 15 minutes between each tide. Which matches the moon. Well, it's actually more like 13 and a half minutes, I guess. 6 hours 13 and a half. Because it's 24 hours 50 minutes for the moon to appear to go around us, which we used to think was due to a spinning ball, even though the water always seems to look pretty darn flat no matter where you go. So here's my theory, is that it's not the gravity of the moon pulling the ocean tides at all. At all. Spotted a wild turkey. Fast enough, there's dinner tonight. What? Shit, they can fly? That was great camera work there, Roscoe. Well done. It flew across the blondel. So there you have it. Next thing there'll be pigs flying. Oh no, I think we already got them. Spotting us from above with their radar. But my point is, the moon, rather than having its gravity pulling the water, it has a different sort of force pushing the water. Because if the moon is over there, and the tide is obviously really, really high, actually we'll look at the bank there, you can see it was actually higher 20-30 minutes ago. You can see the wet spot. That's how high the tide was, so it's already receding. Yet the moon, almost full over there, it's almost as though the sun is causing the tides, pulling it out. And all the moon's doing is assisting, pushing. So, I mean, I was having a hard paddle up there. I paddled for about 3 kilometres, full on struggle against the wind and everything. But now that I'm in the tidal current, I'm just sitting here and I'm drifting. It won't be long before I'm actually out in the ocean, which will be a bit weird because I don't think this little toy boat is made for the ocean. I mean, look at it. It's a little piece of plastic. Oh, it's musical too. Anyway, I'll see how far I drift while I consume my beverage, liquid vitamins, vitamin B, vitamin E, vitamin E again, and vitamin R, me mateys. Well, here we go. The boat knows where it's going. It's turning itself around. Let's give it some assistance, eh? Make it a little bit faster. You don't want to have to drink the beer too fast though. Let's just get back over here. This is sort of the deepest part of this channel. I know, because I've come here and swum many a time. And it is a sanctuary, a wildlife sanctuary. So you will never see me fishing here. I never do that on camera. Speaking of sanctuary, national parks and wildlife, how good is this? National parks and wildlife. They came here 2 years ago, I think it would be today, maybe 3 years, 2 or 3. I'm thinking only 2, just before the big cyclone hit 2 years ago. Not last year's one, which caused the massive floods. Which is why I'm thinking maybe it was 3 years. And they sprayed the fuck out of all the bitu bush, which is just a plant they introduced from Africa to try and stabilise our dunes, not realising what a pest it would be, and smothering all our native trees and choking them to death. Like that Banksia you can see there. Let me see if I can zoom in on him. That one right through there, that's a Banksia, named after, of course, Sir Banksia. Whatever his name was. Came with Captain Cook. He was the botanist. Well, they got Botany Bay. Anyway, here in Byron Bay, we have Banksias named after the botanist Banks. on our river banks, no less. On the currency heading towards the sea. I'll save that for another rant. But the banks here, where was I going with that? I don't know. Who gives a fuck, eh? We're just here drifting, drowning in a purple sea of doubt. You wanna hear she loves you, but the words don't fit the mouth. You're a loser, a rebel, a cause without. Don't think me callous. Yeah, this drift might not actually even be due to the tide. If it was, it'd be rushing like a river. Even though it is technically a river. Or a creek. Creek. No, I can't hear it creaking. It often is closed to the sea. You can see the waves crashing above sea level. Just to give you some idea of what perspective does. When you're at sea level. Oh my gosh, all those waves are disappearing below the curvature. Fucking globetards, man. I tell you what, globetards are the most ignorant, knuckle-dragging, Neanderthalic, superstitious, dumb fucks that still, unfortunately, walk the earth. No shit. They put shit upon everybody that knows the earth is flat. Because that's how they were indoctrinated, to ridicule people of intelligence. People who can see what's going on. People who can see nature for what it is. I feel sorry for them. Because they are so indoctrinated in their belief that their only hope of justifying their false indoctrinations is to ridicule people, to insult them, to call them all sorts of names, because they don't know any better. Dumb fuckers. Now I might pause this for a little while. The moon is making its way towards us, so it won't be long before, from our perspective, it will actually be above those trees, since that's how perspective works. You see my visible horizon here? That's 200 meters. Over there, because the trees are higher, it's give or take a kilometre, only because the trees are obscuring it. Right here, my visible horizon is 30 metres. This is perspective. Perspective. Perspective means whatever's near to you cuts off the vision. But those clouds that I can see over there, way over there, they would be, to the best of my estimation, 50 to 80 kilometres away. Yet the visible horizon is barely 200 metres. Look, you can even see tourists dabbling in the water. Look how close they are to the horizon. This is what's called perspective. Land horizon, very close, very near. Sky horizon, thousands and thousands and thousands of kilometers away before it disappears into the distance. Again, look over there, look at those trees. Those clouds that on a 2D surface are just above them are 20 kilometers away, easily. But the trees, 1 kilometer max. That is perspective. The higher things are, the further they can be before they appear to disappear bottom first. See? The tops of the clouds are still there. Those trees here now, 30, 40 metres away. Cloud, how is it setting bottom first? How is it setting bottom first? Oh my gosh, it must be a globular Earth. And it's going down behind the curve of those 20 metres away trees. Globe heads, knuckleheads, stupid, unthinking, unintelligent, cannot understand perspective. Alright, I've only got 10 minutes, not even that, 9 minutes left of recording time, so I'm going to pause and try and save it to get some moon. See ya. Alright, I'll just take a little bit more video as the sun recedes away from us and appears to disappear. Now that, just that little bit closer to the ocean, and the moon made an appearance. Where'd you go, sweetie? I just saw you and I turned my back for a second, and what, you get swallowed by an alien? Wow, it's a conspiracy. Oh, I'm getting swept out to the ocean now. As you can see, sea level. Holy shit, what have we got going on here? A model photo shoot. Click, click, boom. Tick, tick, tick. Now there it is, I told you it was there. But nah, you tried not to believe me. There it is. It'll be full tomorrow night by the look. Come up about an hour later. Might be the night after actually, considering how light it is. Some idiots will think, oh, the full moon is up at the same time as day. Well, that's almost making a yin and yang. Hello. No, it's not full. It is only ever full for one split second. That is how it works. Moment it's full, it starts not being full again. This is something I know about. Holy shit, she's posing. Better not get too close, it might look like a perv. Let me zoom in on here and have a perv. Yeah, take your top off. life's good. The big yin-yang in the sky is a symbol of the yin-yang that we have on the full moon when it is directly opposite that big shiny orby thing over there, which has pretty much vanished now beyond the visible horizon. But I bet you, look, yeah, here's proof. Told you don't have to go up very high. You know how high you have to go up? As high as the shoreline right there, where it's still sunny. Look at that, it's still sunny there. Still directly sunny. Right there. Even on these two perverts looking at their pictures. And this pervert looking at her ass. Not. Just admiring the artistry of those birds there. That's what I'm doing. Oh well, I've got 5 minutes left, so pause.